Either way, Marco said that she looked around 20. If she were to trust the bits of memory she had, she should have altered twice as fast after the rite, starting at 14. That meant that one normal year would be 2 for her, and it would only take 3 years to hit 20. Well, physically wise at least. Her mental age and physical age should have been considered separately at that point. But if it turned out that she was 24, physically for instance, then mentally she'd be 19 right now. Mariko couldn't help but wonder how much time has actually passed, and how old she really was. One thing was certain though, she definitely didn't feel like a child anymore. Ishin? Ishin, are you there? There was no response. Did that mean that the rite failed for some reason? Or was there simply something she wasn't aware of? Looking around, Mariko had the weird feeling, like she had been there before. Then again, maybe it gave her a sense of deja vu, because she had lived in a mansion before. She did used to live in one, didn't she? It needed to be true. It couldn't have all been just a dream. Mariko had no idea how her acquaintance with Feather went. However, there were fragments of memory she could vaguely fish out. For instance, the type of jewelry he used to wear. Or how she was surprised that Feather had his ears pierced in 4 different places. The memories were pretty random, and useless to her current predicament. Hey, can you hear me? I suppose not. You're Mariko, aren't you? I could hear all of you talking, even though I couldn't move. So you're more or less aware of what we're dealing with. We're trapped in this building. Our memories are gone. Well, you got that real good then, didn't you? Nobody knows how we even got here. And it's advised to stick together until we know more. That's the gist of it. What about your memories? Can you remember anything? No. You people at least know what your names are. I can't seem to recall even that. You don't know what your name is? I don't. Well then, we could come up with something temporary for the time being. Shouting, "Hey you," all the time would be bothersome. What should we call you? I don't know. Call me what you like. It doesn't seem that relevant. You honestly don't care? Think about it, at least. You know, if you feel like checking out that barrier for yourself, you're free to go. I'm awake now, so keeping watch over me is pointless. Wasn't the plan for us to stick together? I don't think I'll be able to walk at the moment. And I don't want to be dragging you down. Don't force yourself to sit here and do nothing on my behalf. It was true that Mariko was curious and wanted to investigate that barrier for herself. On the other hand, she was a little reluctant to leave the girl on her own. What if some kind of danger lurked around her? Leaving an injured person unknown in an unknown territory always held a risk. In the end, she decided to... I don't know. Seems kind of suspicious. Let's keep watch. I don't feel like going anywhere. Suit yourself. Mariko supposed the girl wasn't very talkative. Or perhaps she was just saving her breath. She was injured after all. Then again, with all their memories gone, there wasn't much they could talk about, was there? What do you think about everyone? Do they seem trustworthy to you? I'm not sure, to be honest. This whole situation has me a little on edge. But I suppose working together is the fastest way to solving this whole predicament and getting out of here. I think so as well. What do you suppose is out there, though? What do you mean? We're assuming that we're trapped in here, but what if it's actually the other way around? What if someone set up that barrier to keep us safe? I mean, that's also a possibility, isn't it? Huh. It's actually a smart observation. There needs to be some kind of reason why we're here. This really is feeling a lot like a game we played recently, isn't it? Or maybe like they already played the game and they know the twist to look for. And I'd certainly prefer to believe that someone didn't lock us up in here for their own entertainment. You mean, like, for some kind of experiment? Maybe. Well, if they did and we somehow were to find out who that person is, I'm pretty sure all 6 of us will be breaking their legs. And arms. And fingers. Or just 5 of us. Yvonne doesn't seem like the violent type. You have an odd sense of humor, Mariko. We've been gone for a few minutes and they're already gossiping about you. At least they seem to be getting along. I was just making an observation. Well, now that the wounded miss is awake, proper introductions are in order, aren't they? My name is Yvonne, and this here's Mr. Apris, and that one over there is Miss Mariko. All these strange circumstances aside, it's a pleasure meeting you, Miss... Miss, I've no idea. Huh? Unlike the rest of us, she doesn't even remember her name, or she's holding back on us. Oh dear. Now that's troublesome. I said the same thing. She insisted that she doesn't care. Let's just call you White or something. White? Your hair is white and most of your clothes are white. My hair color is platinum blonde, thank you very much. Whatever. Miss White it is. I don't have the mind to even comment on that. Nicknames aside, you really need to drop these honorifics, Yvonne. I'm pretty sure no one here cares about such formalities. But that would be... I couldn't. I see we're late to the party. It's because you're moving like a snail. I'm shorter than you are. Show some understanding. What's this understanding that you speak of? Not only Miss Mariko and Miss White are getting along. What was that? Girl, you need to get your ears checked. I think you hit the nail on the head, Yvonne. Do you guys want me to scratch your eyes out? What? Oh, you're awake. I've been awake since before you even got here. Well, you should have said something. How do you feel? I imagine I've seen better days. Can't argue with that one. Let me check those makeshift bandages of yours. We might need to change them if they've soaked through. There are a lot of sheets we could use for that upstairs. Apris, we're counting on you. Why am I supposed to go? Because that would be a very gentlemanly thing to do. Besides, I've already been up and down those stairs once. Don't make me go through that again. I swear, you people. Where are you touching me at, you pervert? I need to touch in order to check. Gods, woman, calm down. Poke me like that again and I'll hurt you. I'm not even doing anything. You know, you were a lot easier to deal with when you were unconscious. You were taking advantage of me when I was unconscious? Why do you keep twisting my words? Gods, someone help. Comedic interlude. Miss White? That sounds like some old lady's name. Just saying. It does? Should we go with purple instead? For all that is holy, don't make such a huge deal out of this. If you continue getting so riled up, your wound might open again. Just saying. Marco's right. We shouldn't be stressing white so much. I swear, I'm starting to hate you people. I agree, purple sucks. How about Violet? That's an okay name. You go with Violet. Anyway, going back to the matter at hand. We found something in the library. Everyone should probably take a look at it. Miss Mariko, especially. Okay, if she needs to go, who's staying behind with Miss White this time? Are you volunteering? Nope. There's just no way I'm missing out on something so crucial. I wanted to see the library for myself as well. Then how about No. You two, sort this out between yourselves. Hey, how about we play Fire, Water, Leaf? You familiar with the game? I am, actually. You're on. And so the match was decided after 3 wins on Marco's side. A sore loser, are we? Shut up. All this earlier walking around tired me out anyway. I'll gladly stay behind. Yeah, from all the stuff we've seen so far, it seems like this place has been deserted for a bit. There's a lot of, broken things and... Well, it doesn't... I wouldn't say it's quite at the point of looted. It just looks like very worn and broken. And, and I'm just doing some analysis of it, what I'm seeing so far. It's, everyone seems to be remarkably okay with being locked up in here. They're not really that worried about it. They're just like, oh, well, let's look around, I guess. Which I don't think it's a bad thing, necessarily. It's just, I'm, comparing it to 999, which unfortunately I am, because they said that was, some of their inspiration came from that kind of stuff. That, they're certainly taking this a lot better than the people in 999 did, let's just say that. The library was huge, like almost every other room in the mansion. Tons of old books decorated the shelves. Mariko had a feeling that reading all of them would have been impossible in a single lifetime. Wait, this library seems to have not only spell books, but also alchemy-related books. I guess maybe in a world of magic, such unusual things aren't quite as weird to them. Like a weird magic barrier is just like, oh, it's a magic barrier rather than being some strange force keeping them from leaving. So, I guess that makes a little bit of sense. With the right recipe, I might be able to mix up a potion that could help us getting our memories back. Could you really do that? In theory, at least. When I investigated the cellar, I found all kinds of ingredients down there. I could try working with those. How convenient. Alright, I suppose it's worth a try. What kind of books do you need? It's hard to say. I'd need to look over them to be able to tell. Just give me a bit of time. It's not like we're about to go anywhere. Meanwhile, we can show you that painting. We found it wrapped up in some sheets in between one of the shelves in the wall. Mariko couldn't help but wonder what could have been so special about a painting that required everyone's attention. Apris was the one to reach for the mentioned canvas and place it on the floor before them. A part of it seemed to be damaged by fire, and left one person in the picture unrecognizable. But there was no mistake. It was a family painting, one that showed a couple and their child. Both the mother and the child happened to be blonde-haired. The painting wasn't of very good quality, and it was hard to tell who the people on it were. However, the resemblance was hard to ignore, and Mariko had a feeling she knew what they wanted to get at. You think that's me? Come over here and read the description on the back. Yeah, I figured. So maybe this might be the actual mansion that she used to live at? Is that what we're going to find out? There were words written in ink on the wooden frame of the painting. Marianne Kivan and Mariko Blairnot. Year 206, yes. Huh. Is Blairnot your family name? It is, actually. Then there's no doubt. This painting needs to be related to you somehow. At first we thought it was you, but then we searched over some of the books, and the latest date we found on them was year 2056. So if someone painted this thing 50 years ago, it can't be me. That was the logical conclusion, if this painting was at least 50 years old. However, something was puzzling in the whole picture. Mariko was positive that she didn't recognize the canvas or the people on it themselves. But the name Marianne... Her mother's name was Marionette. Oh, Marionette, sorry. Or at least that's what she recalled her name being. What sense did that make? Perhaps it's my grandmother. Is it common for people to name their children after their parents? Can't say I'd know. It does seem like the only logical conclusion. What's more, if this painting is related to you, what would it be doing here if this mansion wasn't yours or your family's? This mansion. I won't lie. I do recall having lived in a mansion during my childhood, but from what I remember, it's been burned down. Well, I mean, it does look burned in the corner. Then again, that happened when she was 14, didn't it? A couple of years could have been enough to rebuild it, at least partially. If she were to have the funds for it anyway. None of this makes any sense to me. Nothing at all? Are you sure? You're not hiding something from us, are you? I assure you I'm as confused as you probably are. Please don't fight. The situation is difficult on all of us, Mr. Apris. This isn't Miss Mariko's fault. We don't know that. For all we know, she might be behind the whole thing and lying to us. And for all I know, you might be a difficult person who's trying to make the whole situation worse for us on purpose. What did you call me? You want to take this outside? No! Mr. Marco, please say something to them. Watching you guys interact is a treat. But Yvonne is right. Don't end up jumping to your throats because of a stupid painting that might mean anything. If anything, it's a clue, and something to keep in mind. Maybe we'll be able to make more sense of it later on. I have some good news, at least. I managed to find the right book. You did? Yep. Now, just give me some time in the dark, scary cellar, and I'll fix up some wonderful potions for us. Are you sure you'll know what you're doing? The thing is written in old Lelurian, but I seem to know Leorian quite well. Happy coincidence, isn't it? You might want to slow down with the happy part. Oh. Sure. It's Shira. No, I mean, I think that's my name. I seem to have remembered it just now. Oh. Wait, seriously? Sure, huh? You two have similar names. We kind of do, don't we? The question is, does that mean anything, or is it just a coincidence? Did you remember anything else along with your name, sure? I'm not sure. Yeah, wordplay. It's kind of hard to explain. I suddenly have this memory of being inside of some kind of tavern. A tavern? Yes. And someone was calling me by that name. But it's all fuzzy. Like it was some kind of dream. Well, that's a good sign. Maybe we don't need any potions to get our memories back. Maybe. But do you really want to take your chances with that? Have you remembered anything yourself in the meantime? I haven't. Neither have I. We have the means to do something. I say we use them. Assuming these potions won't turn out to bring us more harm than good. Hey, I wouldn't let us drink anything if it would be dangerous to do so. See, that's another issue altogether. None of us here seems to be familiar with alchemy besides you. How can we be sure you're even telling the truth of these things? You can read, can't you? Want me to show you the book? Okay, time out. What are you guys talking about? Shira demanded some explanations, so everyone stopped arguing and filled her in on the things the group discovered in the library. That had included the mystery of the painting, and the plan with the potions. Well, if there are no more complaints, I shall be on my way. Don't set the whole place on fire while I'm gone, I really hope this is going to end well. Well, it seems that nobody else is left astray in the mansion at least. Still, don't let that get your guard down. I'll be out in the courtyard if you need me for anything. So, does this mean that we have some time to kill? It seems that way. In that case, I'll head back to the library. Maybe I'll be able to find some kind of book that could help us further somehow. That's actually a good idea. I'll go with you. I wanted to see that painting you mentioned for myself. Your company would be appreciated, Miss Shira. And I'm still not going anywhere. Tough luck, Blondie. Or Blonde. Seems that all the good places got taken. Blonde? Consider it revenge. For White. Heh. Now who's the one with the odd humor? How are you holding up? As good as an injured person can, I suppose. Any idea what caused that injury? Not a clue. Marco said it looked like a stab wound, though. A stab wound, huh? Meaning that someone or something needed to be responsible for it. Well, hang in there. It's not like I have much of a choice in the matter. With the whole group splitting up, it seemed that Mariko could spend her time however she wanted. At first she decided to... let's go for the courtyard, I guess. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. It's, well, for one, like I said before, I'm enjoying the artwork. I wouldn't say the writing's blowing me away, but it's not bad. Certainly. I'm not like a writing expert by any means. I'm just, I don't know. Maybe, I was gonna say that there's not a whole lot of descriptive text going on, but then again, the artwork's really descriptive looking, so it kind of makes up for that somewhat, which I guess is kind of what visual novels do. And, yeah, I mean, it's enjoyable so far. At the end, I was gonna give a little bit more information about the the game, if anyone was interested. So, you know, because I know searching Soul Set is like really difficult to find anything. So I'll probably just provide a link. A gust of cold air hit her as soon as she set foot outside. If anything, Mariko confirmed for herself that Apris was telling the truth. There was some kind of barrier surrounding the whole mansion. I do remember seeing something like this big bright thing in the middle, in the distance of that one picture that we had. She could see stars on the sky, and the outline of a few trees on the other side of the barrier, but nothing more than that. The rest of the landscape was hidden. The closer she got to the border of the barrier, the louder the weird buzzing sound coming from it was. The same went for the energy it gave off, making Mariko's skin vibrate with an odd tingling sensation. Could it have been the work of some kind of spell? How powerful would a person need to be in order to cast a magical barrier of such size? There also stood a dried-out, dirty fountain in the middle of the courtyard. Its state left little to the imagination. It clearly hadn't been active in years. When it came to Apris, Mariko didn't need to look far. Want to continue where we left off? You honestly think that's a good idea? If anything, I finally managed to get that frown off your face. I'll consider it an achievement. Is this some kind of game to you? No, but you look like you could use some help in loosening up a little. You guys are taking this whole situation way too casually. I know, right? That's how I feel. Offering your trust to everyone without a second thought might become the death of you. We don't even know if these guys are telling the truth or not. Hey, I still think you're hiding something from us. That would certainly explain your attitude towards me. And I suppose I have no other choice but to find a way to prove to you otherwise. After checking up on Apris, Mariko decided to... let's go to the library, I guess. Yvonne was sitting by the table, lost in a pile of books. There was nobody else to be seen, however. Wasn't Shira with you? Oh? I'm pretty sure she's still been here a minute ago. I was worded oddly. You haven't passed her on your way here? I haven't. Mariko wanted to... Let's stay here for a minute. Maybe she went back to check up on Sheer. I think I'll stay here. How is the research going? I've been looking for anything that had to do with healing spells. I was thinking maybe we could help Miss Sheer somehow. But according to this book, not everyone can learn them. Only a small percentage of people are born with the talent. It's still unknown what the factors deciding it are. Some say that if both your parents have the talent to heal, you'll have a high chance of becoming a potential healer as well. But even then it's not granted. Some claim to have seen cases of healers being born into families that haven't had any healers in them for centuries. In other words, you're either born a healer or not. It mostly depends on Lady Luck's will. And how do we find out if we have that ability? This is worrying. What are the odds of one of us being a healer? If only my mother was here, she'd be able to heal you. If only I could... It is not thy fault, my lady. Still, You know, I recall my mother being a healer. Really? But I'm definitely not one. Are you sure? Some say that the talent can lay dormant and resurface at a later age. No, I'm positive. I'm definitely no healer. What about you, though? Me? You seem like the type to want to help people all the time. I'm I'm not so sure about that. I don't recall using healing spells in anyone, at least. It might be that you simply don't remember. Now you're just getting my hopes up, Miss Mariko. You seem like you genuinely want to help Sheer. How could I not encourage that? Thank you. I really appreciate it. So, anything else? Well, it also says that a healer is unable to heal themselves. Really? Why is that? Because it'd be too easy. When you heal another person, you share a portion of your own energy with them, which makes the whole thing work. Sharing your own energy with yourself is... it's like pouring water from a vase back into the same vase, you could say. You gain something by losing the same amount of something. That's why it doesn't work. But a healer can heal another healer, of course. So, self-efficiency is a problem. Yes, healers are useful allies to have, but they're also vulnerable. That actually makes a lot of sense, now that you explained it. There's a lot of knowledge hidden in these books. If you wanted to,